Yawning lighter.
You sound like Alanis Morissette.
Oh, thanks. So, queer dating apps 101, or apps that queer people use to date. As a queer woman of color, I would say the one that I've had the most success with is maybe Tinder.
In terms of meeting people, Tinder is great. High volume, the biggest pool that you can have given our demographic.
I'd say.
Yeah.
Given that we live in like a pretty major city also.
Of course.
Seattle. The most successful application of Tinder is the misconnections.
Facilitating the like between reality and like the
in the wild
in the wild and then like
interwebs.
Like virtual.
Yeah. Misconnections. Sometimes I use it as a vehicle for starting conversations with people that I've seen out and about that maybe like for whatever reason I couldn't talk to them while we were out. Maybe I was too shy, or maybe they were with people or I was with people. Can we just take a second to say hi to Dust? You Stardust? Fast. Oh, Tinder. It's a good toilet activity. Like when you're on the toilet and you have a bit of free time, like you can just do that. Some people are only on Tinder because it's toilet fodder. And you don't know which people are like looking for love and which people are just on the toilet.
Yeah, you can never tell who's like serious or not, obviously. And then, and then even just the initiating of conversation is so complicated and like layered in social like norms.
Another pro of Tinder is that I feel like the fact that you have so little words to work with is kind of a pro.
People like, a lot of people are still in that mode of like, oh, Tinder, like, oh, I can't do that. And then there's people like you who are like, yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Because Tinder profiles are so short, there's often not a lot to go on when you're like trying to decide like what to say to a person. I like to ask a question that is like, it's not about what I'm asking them, but it's about their answer and like their personality. I will say like, hey, how's your Tuesday going? Scale of 1 to 10. And it's that scale of 1 to 10 question that like opens it up for you to be like, you could say like, oh, a 9 and leave it at that. Or you could say like 8.75 and that reveals that you are like kind of a freak when it comes to numbers, which gets me off. Like I love that, you know. Do you have a go-to question?
I mean, I might just say hey and hope for the best.
You might just say hey.
Well, not like hey, but like, I don't know, because like, hey, how are you is like the kiss of death, obviously. And so like, I don't know, I would really have to and this is only like if I'm like really feeling
feeling someone's photos.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm not even gonna like make that much of an effort unless I'm like, dang. Super like.
Okay, can we talk about the super like? Because I'm of the mind that like you never super like someone, because if you do, that just shows you are thirsty as fuck. It's like sparkly blue, like this person hella is into you. When really, you can pretty much assume that any like you get means the person is like pretty into you.
It all goes back to the problem of this day and age, everything being so immediate and instant that like, I mean, we've already become jaded. We're window shopping and everything, because like, why, if you're actually super liking someone or whatever, why can't you just message them and say hey and strike up a conversation? But it's so hard to do that, even though that's the specific intention of these dating apps, is to facilitate easier communication. So it's just kind of ridiculous.
It shouldn't matter. It's basically if you're at a bar, someone shouldn't have to like buy you a drink to talk to you. Let me buy you a drink. Like, sure, I'll take the drink, but like, is that it? Because it really never is. But unless the drink is wanted, you know, by a person that I'm like into, then I'm like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Appreciate that. How you doing? How you doing?
Oh, the accidental swipe. Just as your finger finishes making that swipe, you notice that this person is actually something to be super into, but it's too late. They're gone.
The love of your life just flashed before your eyes.
And it was your fault.
And you were actively involved in making this mistake. You have no one to blame but yourself.
No one to blame but yourself.
Oh my god, you know what I just realized?
What?
It's kind of like all the duds are like Zubats. And then when you find the one, it's like a legendary bird. It's like fucking Articuno.
Articuno. So I feel like Tinder, like if you are maybe shy and not good at talking to people in the wild, or maybe your city isn't super conducive to meeting queer people, or you suffer from femme invisibility, Tinder is a pretty good place to meet people who are queer for platonic reasons or for romantic reasons, or a happy little mixture of the two.
Which is, I feel like, what it inevitably becomes.
Always becomes.
Tinder, you deserve 5.75
5.75 stars.